I know the average age of a Rotarian. They're in their 60s, 55, 60. Okay. And if they live in this area, which they probably do, because they're going to Los Gatos or Saratoga or Campbell, and if they own a home and it's probably paid for, they're immediately income qualified. They are. Cheapest house in this community is around $3 million. Cheapest condo is $2 million. So they're income qualified. So it cost us about $3,000 to have that cocktail party. That brought in 120 age and income qualified individuals. Do the math, 120 for 3,000. A lot less than 720, correct? And the beauty of it is they weren't being sold. When you come here and have a tour, you're being sold. You're on your guard, correct? Somewhat. Imagine being invited to a place where it's not costing you anything and you don't know much about it. And you come and go, oh my God, I can't believe the food. I can't believe the ambiance. I can't believe all these things. Let's take those 120 people. And the same thing with, the soccer coaches all live in this area. All are about 45 to 55 years old. Guess what all of those people tend to have? Parents. You guys are good. The two choices on why you choose a life plan community is proximity to where your home is and children, family. So we brought in 60 people that live in town that probably are age and income qualified or will be, or their parents will be. And it cost us $30 a person for them to come see this place. So now we have 120, we have 60, we had the KCAT group, right? That's another 100. So we're 220, 300 people. Now, in general, you have 300 people from this general area that our population in Los Gatos is, say, 32,000. Those 300 people, if they had a good time and they were surprised, are they going to tell 4 or 5 people, 6 people, 7 people? Yes. So you've taken this and you've gone up to 2,000 or 3,000 people, or 10% of the population of this area that now has a positive view of what we do. This is politics. That's what this is. No, at the end of the day, it's politics. It's getting votes. When you vote for a mayor, guess how many in this town, guess what the mayor wins by? Their total vote count is like 3,000, 4,000. That wins an election. We're here to win an election. We want to be chosen, not the Meadows, not Saratoga Retirement Community, not the Forum. This is why. So why do we do that? Because we have a cheaper way of getting people to say nice things about the terraces. Guess how much it costs to have an ad in the Los Gatos? Anyone know? $4,000. And what do you think it gets us? Very little. There's a picture and it doesn't get us word of mouth. It certainly doesn't get us 3,000 people talking about a good time, how it looked, how we sounded, everything. The decisions I make are based on business. They are not based on willy-nilly whatever. Now, you may not agree with it. This is why we do what we do. Now, how does it benefit you? $9 million worth is how it benefits you. Guess how much? Okay, who likes notions and needs? Does it look nicer? Shout out what it cost. Nope. 50,000 was just the cabinetry. Cost us $100,000 to renovate Notions and Needs. Guess how much it's costed already to do this? And new chairs are coming soon. Guess how much? The lighting, the paneling, all this. Now, 60,000. We did the library cheap. That was only 20,000. I know the pool, which we'll talk about, $800,000 by the time it's done. $800,000. Okay. We put a new boiler in. Do you remember when we had to shut it down? $240,000 for one boiler. All the piping, all the work, they're working 24 hours a day to get it done. How much did the Galleria cost? Which a lot of people hated, now they love. $2 million. The money that we generate by selling apartments, you benefit by, and you don't pay 1 red cent. It's not coming out of your pocket, and you benefit. So in order to get that money, what do we need to do? We have to sell, which may inconvenience you. But let me ask you, does it inconvenience you as much as who's lived here more than 2 years? Raise your hands. Who liked how the Galleria looked? Raise your hands. You liked how it looked? No. Those who work at Notions and Needs, and they've done an incredible job selling, is it nicer? Do you like it better? Yeah. That's the cost of annoyance. Sorry. We're making an omelet. I'm going to break an egg here again, and you're going to be inconvenienced. Linda Sampson. Okay. See, I like Linda, but I'm going to disagree with her. Here's why I'm going to disagree with her. She said I was fantastic and keep doing exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway, I gotta stand up. I can't see you. That's short. That's too small. Too short. Okay. She said to let everyone know. Why do I not want to do that? I'll tell you why. Because if I tell people we're going to do this, 50 people are going to stop me and ask me why, and then disagree with me. And then I'm going to have an uncomfortable conversation, and I have to say things like, I know what I'm doing and you don't. Because then people say, why are we doing this? We're only doing this for the new people. This isn't fair for us. You're taking things away from us. I don't have time to go through all of this. So what happens is I have an uncomfortable conversation, and then people say things like, I don't listen. I'm listening. You don't like what I'm telling you. You don't like my answer. Okay? This is why I do what I do. Because at the end of the day, guess what? Personally, do I care? I care to do a good job, but personally, do I live here? No. Personally, do I have the services? Personally, is this going to affect me personally? No. So why should I go through all this trouble and have an uncomfortable conversation or this, or what I could do, no offense to the people before me, do nothing? Because you got 10 years of nothing, didn't you? How'd that work out for you? This is the cost of doing business. This is the cost of moving forward. So when I first got here, now we're getting down to more of the why. I felt it was important to tell you why I'm doing it and everything. And I asked you to have faith in me. Now, does anyone know the difference between faith and trust? If you believe in God, have you ever seen Jesus Christ or Buddha or whatever? No, you have faith that they exist, but there's no concrete evidence. So when I first came here, I asked you to have faith in me because I didn't have a track record. Trust you earn. I feel after performing well and doing all these things well, that I've earned your trust. So when I do something, I expect the benefit of the doubt, not rumors and innuendo, not this, not that. But that's what we have sometimes. And that's unfair to me because I've earned your trust. You may not like what I'm doing, but I'm doing it in your interest. So that's the two things we have to separate. You may not like what I'm doing, and that's fine. But don't think I don't care about what happens here or I'm not doing the right thing for what I think is for you guys. Okay? So if we want to have a happy and nice community, we have to understand that first. I am available all the time, but I hear that I'm not available. That is not true. Within 24 hours, if you want to see me, you can see me. Also, the thing about the pool. What's that? I didn't hear that. Say it again. Oh, come on. You said it. Say it again. Okay, well, I thought we'd share it. Eh, I thought it was appropriate. Anyway, I heard that too. I have very good ears. My mom is deaf as a post, but I'm pretty good. The point I'm making is that we as a community need to work well together. And as Sharon Roth is the head of the Residents Council. And something that was brought up yesterday was we need to use the Residents Council. And what I mean by that is if you have a concern or a question, or let's say somebody's mad at me. If you have a concern or question that is global in situation, you want a lap lane, you want more lights on the Esplanade. For the first year I was here, everyone just came to me and I fixed those things. So I was making unilateral decisions with one or two residents. That's okay in what I call a transitional time to show you that I was going to get things done. We're past that. I should have your trust. As I say to my son, how often do I have to be right to be right? That's problematic if I have to prove myself every single time. It makes the ability to communicate difficult. Most executive directors would never have this conversation. We would never talk this frankly. We would never be honest with each other. Never. Because it's uncomfortable. No one wants to do this. I certainly don't want to do this. I'm not having a good time right now, but I feel it's important. So what the Residents Council is your representatives. Now, when Linda was the head of the Residents Council, I would meet with Linda on a regular basis. And for the first year I was here, we would actually talk about what I was going to do and why I was going to do it. And they advised me. Linda, did I listen? Sometimes. But we had a discussion back and forth because she represented you. Now I have the same relationship with Sharon. If you have global issues, you go to Sharon, Sharon talks to me, and we talk it through. So when residents say I don't listen to them, we have 250 independent residents. Who do I listen to and who do I not? Do I listen to Larry and not Ruth? Do I listen to Jack and not Sharon? Do I listen to Betsy and not Grant? Oh yeah, in that case I would. Who do I listen to and who do I not? What's fair? What's not? That's why Sharon is your representative. Now, if you have individual concerns like my door to my apartment is not working, my dishwasher's not working, yes, come to me, come to Vincent. Those things I'm going to handle and get them done. The other things need to go through Sharon. But what I'm hearing is, again, I'm not available, I'm not this, I'm not that. Go to Sharon about that. Sharon's come to me about that. I feel I'm available. I feel I'm open. I feel I'm honest. But I'm doing this for this reason. Again, you may disagree with me. This is why we're doing it. Okay? That's the why. Now, let's talk about the pool. I hire a company to do a job, correct? Do I own the pool company? Who's ever had their house renovated? Raise your hand. Okay. Did it go off on time? Oh, you're in the minority. Did it come in under budget? No. Was it one of the worst things that you experienced in your life? Anybody built a home? Done it twice. Did you want to kill yourself? Okay. So picture what we're doing here. We have all different trades working here all the time, renovating apartments, putting in windows, putting in boilers. We're dealing with what's called OSHPD, which is the state government that controls everything we do. We have a myriad of laws, permits on any given day. Now, if the only thing I was doing was worrying about the pool, I could have checked and said, please show me that you took a permit out for this and this and this. They did for the town, but they didn't do one for the fire department because they didn't know, and they didn't do one for Santa Clara County. So there's like 5 different permits that needed to happen. I can't control all that. Am I upset about it? Yes. The Galleria was supposed to take 4 months. How long did it take? 9. This is what we do. This is problematic. And again, when I first came here, everyone kept on saying we're doing things too fast. Well, I'm making it up with the pool. Now, there's other rumors about the pool. And here's the thing. I love that everyone comes here. So since I'm here every 2 weeks or so, this is the time to say, I heard this. But we don't do that, do we? Even though I'm available to answer the question, we talk amongst ourselves and saying, I heard that the pool is going to be black and there's going to be iron bars around it and no trees. That's not happening. Now, the company that we hired to do the pool and the deck, we took away the deck from them because they screwed up. So another company is going to be doing that, and they're working on plans and basically what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like. And I still don't have drawings. Sorry, if I did, I'd be more than happy to show you. Where the wisteria was are going to be pillars that have louvers that open and close. Those louvers are going to have lights and heat in them. So in the wintertime or when it's cold, they'll close and they'll project light and heat. In the summertime or in the daytime when we don't want to be undercover, they can open. We're considering in one corner putting a fire pit. So you can have a cocktail and sit there and everything. We're also considering different kind of lighting and things like that to make it more elegant. We're looking at using bluestone rather than concrete, which is going to elevate the cost quite a bit, but it's going to look much more elegant. Those are all things which are under discussion, and I'm happy to share it with you. So that's kind of where we're going. We're looking to put in a permanent area for a grill. Like right now we have a grill and a refrigerator. We're looking at putting a stone L where the Coyote grill would be put and the refrigerator and all that would be lit. We're also thinking about doing that. All those things are happening. But again, we could do nothing. And let's say, remember, we talked about whether or not we were going to do the pool. Has anyone looked at the bottom of the pool? I know Les has. Does it look structurally sound? How many people didn't want us to do the pool, thought it was a waste? Come on. Thank you, Ruth, the honest one in the bunch. Love her. If we didn't do it, we'd be in a much different situation right now. We are trying to fix as many things as possible in a short amount of time because guess what? They're giving us the money. made $22 billion, and I'm saying, come on, give me the money. And they're giving it to us. At some point, guess what? They probably will say, we're not giving you any money. So we have to make hay when the sun shines. And that's what we're doing. And this is why we're doing it. Because you spent a lot of money to come here and you want to have nice amenities, correct? That's what we're doing. So you do benefit. So I took a half an hour to do my little diatribe. I appreciate you doing that and listening to me, but that's why we do what we do. So I want to talk about a couple other things. People don't know who Claire is. Claire, raise your hand. So my boss, Debbie Gonzalez, didn't like that I was missing appointments and forgetting that I was meeting with residents. So she said, I have to have a Claire. I hired Claire. Claire's my gatekeeper. Claire keeps me online. Claire lets me know what I'm supposed to do and what I don't supposed to do. If you want to see me, go see Claire. And the people that have know, in general, within 24 hours, I can see you. And since I work 2 weekends a month, I can always see you on the weekends if you don't want to see me during the week. Okay? We all good with that? All right, good. Next, as we proceed, it's important to me that if you have concerns and questions, we talk about them here. Again, you may not like the answer, but it's problematic if we then talk amongst ourselves and create discontent, because that's not good for me. It's not good for you. It's not good for the community. Harmful to everyone. If you don't like what I'm doing, let's discuss it. And there's plenty of people here who I've had very straightforward conversations, and we have a better relationship because of it. I'm going to pick on Sharon Roth. Sharon and I have had major disagreements, but we are not disagreeable. She hated the idea that I took the black cat and it used to be a card room. I mean, I thought she had voodoo dolls sticking me with them. When we did the Redwood room, that was a point of contention. She didn't like what I was doing here. The point is, we discussed the situation and we talked through it and we came to an accommodation as much as possible. I understand her. She understands me. She's your representative. You have an issue, you have a concern, go to her. Talking to 2 or 3 people and saying, this is bad and this is bad. What's the point of that? How does that help the community? How does that help you? Doesn't. So talk to Sharon. She tells me when I'm doing something wrong, which she does every week. And I listen to her 20% of the time. 25. Okay. So that's my story, sad but true. Now I want to talk about good things. I want to talk about, please, people on the Team Member Appreciation Fund Committee, please. Oh, hold on. You got to wait questions. We're not there yet. Okay. Susan Kuykendall, please stand. With your Team Member Appreciation team, who's with you? So last year, Team Member Appreciation team collected about $120,000. This year, it's $260,000. I'm sorry, 251. I apologize. It'll be 260 by the end of today. Anyway, why does that matter? It matters because we have, like, we've talked about this. Over time, the past 2 years, we've reduced our staff. And in general, the team members make between 20 and 25% more than they did 2 years ago. That keeps them here. That keeps our team members from leaving. We only have a 6% turnover rate. But you don't know how important this is. What Susan, Phil, whoever, who else is on the team? Wendy, if I'm missing you, sorry. Susan Shaw, not so much. No. 2 things. Judy, oh, Bill Penrod, he's earning money now. Judy Costa. Do you see why this is so important? It's not just the monetary. They're each going to get about $1,000, I'm guessing, correct? Maybe more. More. Before it was what, 400 or 500? 1,100. So here's the thing. It's not just the money. The money matters because at a time when a lot of people are trying to make ends meet with inflation and all the things that are going on, that they have $1,100, that makes the difference between buying presents for their kids or not, or their grandkids. It's a huge emotional lift. But more important is that it's not just they're getting money. Like I pay them money, they're seeing that they earn it. This is a gift. This is an incredible emotional gift, and they appreciate it. I'm just telling you, this is a big deal. And the time and effort that Susan and her team did can't be overlooked. And again, everyone here contributed, so everyone's being incredibly generous. But you need to understand the absolute positive impact of that. And I want you here at home, I mean, they're at home and here listening, don't think this doesn't matter. It's a huge thing. And Susan and her team needs to be recognized, Phil, everyone, of the hard work and how this matters. So anyway. So, okay. Now I got 24 minutes. Let's talk about everything. We'll have a budget meeting in the next week or so. Talk about the increases again for independent living. It's 4.4%. I'm hoping we have a very good year in 26 and the tariffs get erased. We are, I will tell you, experiencing ridiculous costs in food. Because they can. I'm sorry. It's just absolutely ridiculous, beef and other prices. Last month, we were $12,000 over just in food. And we are trying not to make any significant changes to the menu. But, when fillets are almost, the finished cost is $40 a pound, it's tough to justify that on your backs. So we have to do what we can to keep things in line. I'm hoping those prices will come down, but we're definitely seeing a huge increase in our food costs. So any questions regarding the budget or things like that before we talk about what my half an hour diatribe? No questions, no concerns about that. All right.
Any idea how the permit process is going? No, it's not going well.
So it looks like everything got cleared today. So I never thought that a fire department needed to do the pool. So anyway, hold on, Ganilla. Can you go over to Ganilla for the thing?
She's on that side, I'm on this side.
Oh, I'm sorry, Phil Donahue. So hopefully that will clear up, and I'm hoping later in the week or definitely by Monday we start again.
So who did the person who walked around inside the pool area taking pictures this afternoon? It was not a resident. It was not any one of your staff. It was a relative short guy with a black bird and a safety vest. And he specially took lots of pictures in the area between the pool and P building.
Okay, I believe that was a building inspector from Los Gatos. Oh, is it PG&E? Oh, okay. Could be PG&E because we have to run new electric lines. We're running, who's electrician in the place? Come on. 208 3-phase, pretty heavy duty, and a gas line because we have to run new gas lines if we're gonna have a fire pit and everything else. So there's another question of we're gonna have parties in there and people are gonna fall in the pool and die. I have a question. So 30 years we've had tables in there, right? Under the wisteria. Okay. People have eaten and drank and things like that. Has anyone fallen in and died in 35 years? No. From drinking. Okay. So the point I'm making is past situations usually indicate future results. So if we make it nice and we do have parties there, I don't think people will be falling in. And if we do have a party, I'll make sure there's a lifeguard there. But that's not a reason we don't do something. Yes, Ruth.
I think, first of all, Peter, I think you're terrific. So I get that out of the way.
Well, thank you.
But I do
Notice
think
the spattering of applause.
they're waiting for the next sentence. The next thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the issue of increasing the hardscape around the pool. Because one of the things that makes the terraces so completely attractive is the more pastoral sense. And the more that we increase the density as is planned
Mhm.
because of income, and the more we increase hardscape, the more that minimizes. And so I think it's in this rush of doing something really along the lines that you know are going to produce this
Mhm.
increased income, I think it's very important to not lose sight of the quality that having the natural landscape supply. And so I would just urge a constant awareness that that trade-off, the tenants don't go to the parties, but they do walk down the Esplanade. And so I would just encourage that sort of more balance.
So let me respond to that. So we are not increasing the hardscape at all. So that is a misnomer. Now, the wisteria is going to go, but what's going to happen in, like, for instance, there's a couple trees that we're going to take down because they're leaf producing and they really make it very difficult for the pool. We are going to be replacing them with more trees, fruit trees, and things like that. There's also going to be small, what's what I'm looking for, half walls with planter boxes and things like that. So it's going to be a mix of things in there. So no, it's not going to be hardscape all over. Like, for instance, instead of going with concrete, we're going to go with bluestone, which will allow us to do plantings or a tree or things like that. So it's not going to be just hardscape. And then remember, it was just that line. There's going to be more of an integration of the natural into the area. So where the wisteria was, for instance, one of the plans is this between, okay, you know where the tables were and then it was open, is to have planter boxes kind of separating that. So you have flowers and you have plantings and things like that. We can't go all the way to the ground, but have them risen. So there'll be like a half wall with plantings and flowers. We're planning by the fire pit and that type of area also to have small trees and fruit trees and things like that, not trees that are going to go up 15, 20 feet like they currently do. So yes, it is not going to be just, like Fifth Avenue, New York. It's going to be a combination. So next question. Come on, guys. I dropped a bomb. Corolla.
Hey. Do you have any time framework as to when the striping of the stairs will be able to continue?
So what Corolla is discussing is some of the staircases have brand new treads. Some have the old treads. One, it's not a question of money. It's a question of timing to shut those things down. And also the work they're doing at other,
No.
whether it's we're doing work in the health center and doing flooring. That's our flooring contractor is doing many other jobs. So what we tend to do during the month of December, we really slow down in construction of apartments toward the end of the year. Very few people want to move in December and the first week of January. So a lot of what they're doing slows down. So I'm hoping Christie's going to make a note of this, that a lot of that will be done in December. Usually it's done, like, remember it was done in the summer? They did quite a few, and then it was done last winter. So there's 2 times a year that they tend to slow down. So that'll be done in those timeframes.
There was also a new problem that arose, not to do with the steps, but in the garages. Um, the wheel stops, the blocks on the ground that are not up against the walls are trip hazards. The more people are using the garage, those become a trip hazards because they avoid walking in the
Yeah.
on the driveway. So they go between the cars, and then suddenly there's a stop there because the car's facing the other direction. I did mention to maintenance that if those could be painted yellow.
Yeah, that's easy. I mean, is that going to be enough? Here's the question. I'm more than happy to paint them yellow. Is that going to be enough fix, or do we have to have different stops?
That I don't. I think it's a question of if you're going to be walking through the garage in an odd way to avoid traffic.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have enough eyesight to be able to see the bright yellow
Because I
stops.
mean, if that's going to be problematic, again, safety's first. Would people want us to put like the yellow pole?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
guess we'll be
that's
smashing into
necessary.
them.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Marty.
necessary. But the change in color would make a difference.
Okay, Christy or Claire, that's an easy fix. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to repeat.
She was next.
I'm going to repeat. Okay, so what I'm hearing is some of those stops that are made of concrete are movable. Okay, we need to secure those down because they need to be in the same position everywhere. Because if they're not, we've got a problem. That's easy. Those 2 things are easy to do. I can guarantee that. Pat.
Would you speak to the confidentiality of the open mailboxes?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. All right, here we go. Pat, way to go. I thought I was going to get away with this one without going down that rabbit hole. So we have, so obviously, I'm going to talk about a difficult situation right now. So we're going to talk about politics for a second. Sorry, but I'm going to. And why I make certain decisions. Okay. Now, I am in favor of residents' freedom of speech. I'm not going to quell that. Okay. So when there's an event or somebody wants to have an event, so for instance, the protest, the No Kings one, that was an event. But we have to do things a little differently. No offense to anyone on either side of the political spectrum. One, it's fine to put items in the box which are informative, not subjective. We're going to do X at this time. It is not political in nature, with saying you have to go this is a horrible thing happening, vice versa. Does that make sense? It's got to be informational. We are going to do X. Would you like to come? This is what it is. That can go in the boxes. Okay. What can't be is on both sides of the coin, a debate back and forth of what's right and what's wrong. Okay. Now, for instance, let's say on the other side of the coin, like 20 years ago? When was the recall? Governor Gray. What was that? Was that 20 years ago? But Schwarzenegger came in? 20, something like that. If there's something which we're have a protest to recall the governor, or we're against Proposition 50 or whatever it is, that's fine. We're having a meeting to talk about Proposition 50. No problem. But it can't be, this is why we're having the meeting. This is why Proposition 50 is wrong. Do you understand? We cannot make a political argument in the boxes, because what I don't want to do is be in charge of monitoring and saying that can stay in and that can go out, and I have to pull these in or not doing that. That's censorship. I don't want to get into the censorship game. Information, fine. A political narrative, not so fine. Now, why is this? As much as possible, I'm trying to keep everybody to get along well. Okay? And yes, are we in a supercharged political environment? Yes. This too shall change. This too shall pass. It will. And it's going to be something else. But it shouldn't be at the expense of relationships and friendships and things like that, which sometimes it is, but I'm doing what I can to stop that. So for instance, we had the League of Women Voters here. And there was things in the boxes to come to the League of Women Voters. Now, some people would say that the League of Women Voters is liberally biased. I said some people would. I didn't say it is. But that is, or if a Republican candidate comes to speak versus a Democratic candidate, or we can't get this person, I'm not going to say no if X resident wants a congressman who's running for, the U.S. representatives to come and speak. That's fine to be put in the boxes. However, it's not fine to say you need to come and vote for this person. Otherwise, we're all going to die. Okay, so that's the difference. I don't want to get, Pat, did I answer your question? I don't want to get in the thing of political discourse in boxes where one person puts it in and then somebody else responds, and it's like quid pro quo back and forth. I can't have that. Sorry. Just like this. What? Thank you. That means Mr. Wheaton saying move on.
That people can put things in, but they shouldn't take things out.
Okay. And I'm agreeing with you. So what I'm saying is I am trying to monitor what goes in and what goes out. I can't do that. But if somebody puts something in that shouldn't be, I was the one telling people to take it out. That was my thing, because I was trying to stop this discourse because I didn't want it to escalate. I was the one, and I don't want to get into the censorship business. Hold on a second. Rohan first, then you.
Any plans to have the windows washed? If so, when?
I tell you, I've been remiss at that. Every time I try to get, to do the windows outside of us is $140,000. $140,000 to wash the windows. And then when it rains, guess what happens? It's dirty. So what I was, every time we were in a position to have someone in maintenance or housekeeping do that job and spend the 3 months doing the windows, every single time in this past year and a half, someone's been sick, someone's out on leave, someone, I'm going to tell you the bad thing. Human Good has great benefits. However, people who I won't name names, Christy McKinney, who's been here for like 25 years, has 18 weeks of vacation. Is it 19? Point I'm making is we have a lot of long-term team members. So consequently, some people who've been here have 10 weeks of vacation, correct? How many vacation weeks you have? Christy?
I've lost track.
Oh, come on, is it 10?
A lot, yes.
It's a lot. So we have to cover those hours, and without going into overtime and without using outside labor to keep our costs down. And the one safety valve has been the window. So I'm sorry. I want to get the windows done, but not at $120,000 and whatever. You know what? I think, I got to answer this question. Hold on. I think that is a reasonable request. And if it doesn't cost too much money to potentially deduct it from your bill, I have to think about that. I'm not saying that, But the 120,000 just seems just absolutely ridiculous. We've got 160, think about this. We have 175 apartments. So we're talking almost $800 to, I mean, do you understand? That's just crazy, crazy money. So I got to think on that one. Hold on.
But can you?
I'm going to get, hold on. You get a microphone and I need a bottle of wine.
Thank you. I have a bottle of wine in my apartment.
Oh, it better be a big bottle. It's not going to work.
But anyhow, I'm going back to that board, the whiteboard, and you put up these numbers that you spent on marketing by having Rotary come and the soccer, whatever, come. Do any of those people then come here to want to move here? Have you gotten a return on the money?
Okay, so the question is, have we gotten a return on the money? So what we're doing right now is metaphorically a Happy Meal. McDonald's loses money on Happy Meals. So we are planting seeds now for 2 to 10 years from now. So like my kids, my mother never took us to McDonald's. We were a restaurant family. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Never. But anyway, my kids had a Happy Meal and now still to this day eating McDonald's like it's going out of style. What we're doing is creating brand awareness and goodwill, good word of mouth. Now, have we sold because of it? Yeah, but I can't tell you it's exactly this. What we're trying to do, hold on, in the next 5 years, the Meadows is going to be opening up. I want us to be the only game in town. So when you're thinking of retirement, you're only thinking of the terraces because there's been so much goodwill and people have been here. That's what this money, the investment, is for. But again, the total investment of those three parties is somewhere around $10,000 total.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining that.
So that's it's really brand awareness and future marketing.
Because of that function is planning to move in.
Okay, so a Rotarian is planning to move in.
Wow.
So one sale is $900,000. So there you go. Angela.
So is it Christie's fault we're not getting our windows washed?
I think so. Yeah, no. That is definitely it.
That's it.
No,
That's it.
it's what I'm saying is that in the totality of things, I need to get that done. But every time, as my mom would say in Greek, I have a lot of holes to fill. You know how to say that?
No.
Okay. I can't either, but I was hoping you could.
Something.
My
I'll look it up.
But my mom's favorite line, I love this one, is when I asked her for anything. She would say, "My beard is on fire and you want me to stop so you can light your pipe." But it would be tululam. You know what I mean? With the water pipe. Yeah. The agulev, I think she called it. Grant, hold on a sec, Wendy. Grant's first. Sorry.
On the window washing, I think it would be sufficient if we just did the stairway wells. They're terrible. I mean, sun shines on them. It is gross. But the apartments, I don't think is that important to get done.
Okay, so how about, hold on a second. Let's do this. Claire, we could definitely get those done. No problem. Hold on a second. Wendy, then Ruby. Wendy first.
I just have a quick suggestion. Watching you up there on stage, why don't you have someone on the staff investigate getting a lavalier mic? It doesn't have a cord.
So here's why. Wendy's new to the.
No, but I'm an old broadcaster.
I know that, but see, we always had the wireless, and it worked about half the time. And every time so I was the one that insisted on a. Plus, I'm channeling Frank Sinatra. I like the cord. So no, that's why I use a cord, because no matter what we did for the first year, It was always going in and out. I talk without it. So,
You know how important safety is? I'm watching you. as you
oh, I
almost
trust
trip
me.
over the court.
You know what? It would be a gift. You know, a few days off in the hospital. Come on, Ruby.
Thinks he's Bob Barker.
If you're looking at windows, could you check the windows in the lodge dining room? They are absolutely filthy. And every time we eat a meal in there, I have to look through filthy
Okay.
windows.
What we're gonna do, Claire, we're gonna do all the common windows. Common space windows, I can definitely do. Okay,
Get over to Rosie.
all right. Rosie, sorry.
Is there any update on our dining room improvements?
Is there any improvement on the dining room improvements? Yes and no. We're trying to finish stuff at the health center right now. We're trying to finish health center renovations. Once that's over, we're going to be moving to your area. We're going to be doing a couple other things. I'm hoping in January, February. So, Adrian showed up. Thank God. Mr. Donor.
I kind of feel like my experience in the health center is like a torture chamber because I am lying sideways. I look over my shoulder and I'm lying upside down, my feet above my head, and I have to look this way to see anything. And no, if they want to get me out of bed, they use my right hand and they pull on it and look at what has happened to it. It's a mess. I don't know. I sure hope you can.
Claire, make a note. I'll take what basically, I know it's a private matter, but what I'm saying is we're going to buy you a different kind of bed that comes in two pieces, lifts up. I just saw them in Boston. They're incredible. Basically what the bed does is come in three pieces. So the top part can turn and pivot and almost bring you up. It's really, basically it's a three-piece bed that can go this high. It can do all the things. So the turning that you're doing cannot have to be done. It'll be done mechanically. Adrian's here. Thank God I'm saved. Next question, Tom. The painting has been postponed because of the cost of what the pool's gonna, the concrete that we were gonna put down is about half the cost. The bluestone and all the plantings and all the things that we're gonna do, so it doesn't look like concrete is gonna cost us significantly more. And that's why it's gonna be pushed back about 6 months. But if I make a lot of money next year, they'll let me do it. So I got to make some money. Jack.
Is there a schedule for the window replacements and how they're doing that?
All right, Jack.
Not a bad question.
You're killing me. No. So a lot of people love the new windows. Right now, it's not a question of the cost. It's a question of supply. And what I mean by that is we are replacing windows as we turn over apartments, but there are certain apartments that have mechanical issues, the doors don't open and things like that. So the first one is it's easier to, obviously, when an apartment turns over to fix the windows. The next thing is that we try to fix windows in apartments that are having closure issues and things like that. And then the third one is for convenience and things like that. But I will tell you, fair isn't necessarily equal, but if you've moved in recently and don't have new windows, you just paid a lot of money, you would also be at the top of the list. Fair isn't necessarily equal. Just getting there. So we can discuss. Fair enough? Okay, it's really, we're buying those windows. They're pretty much custom made and it takes a while. Ruth.
I was confused by the answer about can we have our own window washer come and wash our own windows?
I have to, so the question is, I have to, okay, if you're going to do that, yes, you can do that anytime you want. I need to think about being able to reimburse you because you shouldn't have to have that extra cost. So the point is, if you can have your windows washed for like, say, $100, that's something I'm more than happy to have them taken off your, your apartment. You know what I mean? Like, say you pay someone $100 to do your windows, hypothetically. I'm more than or 200. That's in my interest to have you take it off your bill. Because right now, again, it's $120,000. It's just mind-boggling that it could cost that much. So if you want to do it, yes, I have to think and get back to you about whether you could deduct it off your bill, which I want to be able to do. Okay, make sense? If you want to do it and pay for it, I would say do it. However, if you want to be reimbursed, I just have to give some thought to it about what that means. Okay, because what we can't have is a non-bonded person come in and get hurt, and then I'm paying for it. Yikes is right. Who's next on our list of anybody else? Sweating up here. Cecil? Yeah, I want to be done more than anything. Well, I appreciate your time. We're not giving out ice cream, but I put out a lot of extra chairs. And so thank you all for your patience and your support.
Thank you. Now,